Hey, you're talking to Kris from the band Aawks, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Where are you guys located?
We're in Barrie, Ontario.
Oh, okay. So way up. It's really cold up there now.
It's pretty cold. Where are you located?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, yeah. So it's way colder here than it is. Yeah. It's like it's Celsius, like -2 Celsius, which is
Like 30?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's about what it is here, I guess. So it's not too different.
Right. We got snow all over the ground here, too. I don't know
Oh,
if you
no.
got.
No snow, thank God.
Yeah, I had to get up at 6 this morning and snow blow my driveway. It was fun.
Are you near Toronto?
We're about 45 minutes north of Toronto.
Okay. Sorry, just getting my geographic view who I'm talking to. So let's talk about the band. I don't want to mispronounce this, so help me out.
Band is pronounced ox, like the animal.
Okay. That's what I was going to say, but I wasn't, I didn't want to butcher it. So thank you.
Yeah.
For those not familiar with Aawks, can you give us the 2-sentence elevator boardroom pitch?
Sure, yeah. We play kind of fuzzy stoner, psych, doom-esque rock. We always joke that it's the sound that your stoner, uncle or stepdad would listen to in his like old hippie van kind of deal.
Nice. So that's a perfect definition. But so Heavy on the Cosmic is due out in maybe.
It came out in June.
So wait, what's December 2nd then? Am I missing
That's
something?
the vinyl. That's when the vinyl's coming out.
Okay. So I'm behind the times and I'm sorry. So now that it's complete and been out since June, what's been the response to it so far?
Man, it's been like blowing up way more than I ever thought it would. A lot more response and a good response. So pleasantly surprised by that. Like, of course, you put something out, you never know what the response is going to be, right? So I don't know if you're familiar with the Doom charts, but it's kind of like a bunch of writers, reviewers, people in the know in our genre, and they all contribute, a monthly list of their top 10 or top whatever bands, and they get compiled. And we ended up getting number 2 for the month of June.
Wow.
Of like several hundred submissions, which was like mind blowing to me. Like, I got up the morning the list was released, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna scroll through the Doom chart and see if we made it. And I just kept scrolling and scrolling, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I guess we didn't make it. And then I get to the top, and I'm like, holy, can I swear on this or no?
Absolutely, go for it.
And holy fuck. It was about like 6:37 in the morning on a Saturday, and I hopped out of bed. That was like Christmas morning, and like came flying in the living room, and yeah, I was like, my mind was blown. So it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the ultimate payoff, right? So something you've labored over and written in your bedroom or wherever you're writing connects with somebody, even across the world, has got to be like the ultimate payoff, right?
It's like a dream come true. I keep saying, man, it's like, I've been writing for years, and I just never had enough focus and motivation to actually like get it compiled to an album and record it and release it. And now that I've finally done that, it's like, this is what I always dreamed of, man. Like, this is amazing to connect with people.
And so with that being said, though, is there something you want your listeners to walk away from, a takeaway after listening to, the single Space City or Heavy on the Cosmic?
I guess ultimately it's like, you're trying to kind of move in some way, like whether it's physically or mentally or spiritually, whatever it is, like when I listen to music, there's that weird, when it connects and it really means something, there's a weird, magical, kind of unexplainable thing that happens where it's like, I just need to keep hearing that. It's like taking a happy drug or like a groovy drug or whatever it is.
Right. And so you mentioned that. I'm going to interrupt you just real quick while I'm thinking. That's something that stays with you forever, right? So now you listen to that same song 30 years later and you're right back to that spot.
Totally. Yeah.
It has this really weird property to it.
It's like timeless. It takes you out of the present moment and puts you into a feeling. And I think it actually well, I know for sure that it does do chemical things to your brain, right?
Right.
So it's like taking a happy pill or whatever it is, you know, if you're listening to metal, taking like something that just makes you want to go and destroy something or whatever, conquer something, whatever it is, right? And for me, it's like when that stuff when those connections happen, which is few and far between, but when it does happen, you're like you just want to savor it, right? Like a
Right.
yeah, like something amazing. So I hope that happens for a few people in the world, you know, with their stuff.
Right. So when you're writing, are you writing all together as a band, or are you writing just yourself? I know you said you work on these songs for so long, and then bringing it to the musicians.
Yeah, so with Aawks, I'm doing like 100% of the writing of the material in this initial form, and then I bring that to the band, and then we kind of hash things out in the jam space, like you know, solidify things and stuff over a few different or several different jams and weeks and months after
So
that.
I think that's interesting you say that, because I think that makes it feel more organic and real, because a lot of people are just emailing stuff just because of geographical locations or pandemics or whatever the circumstance. A lot of things are emailed back and forth, and there's never that old school vibe of let's bounce this off each other in a rehearsal room and go, ah, no, that shit doesn't work, or this is fucking killer. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And every band that I've been in where it's like I dig what we do, it happens organically. And some of the best things happen in the jam space in the moment. And you're like, okay, let's stop and let's, you know, pull out our phone or some kind of recording device and like get that
Right.
down.
But I
So
think listeners can feel that too. I think it's very apparent.
I agree, 100%.
So that's,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah. Damn, I lost my point. Sorry, man.
No, that's fine. So I guess in the end, you're not really writing these songs like how they're going to come across on stage. Then you're just writing these songs individually and then worrying about the stage later.
It's kind of dependent on the song. Like sometimes a song will just fall into place and it doesn't really change too much from where I've written it on my own. You know, it might be a couple words here and there, and we might, you know, move a piece around or add an extra chorus, like an extra time through the chorus or something, right? Um, but yeah, sometimes the songs are changing like quite a bit from the time they hit the practice floor until they're actually coming out. So I forget what your initial question was now, but
That's fine.
but yeah, I mean, it's really dependent on the song. Like I would say that the main idea persists lyrically. Like we're not doing too much lyric changes.
Right.
But it might change key, it might change, we might add like an extra outro, or we might like add a whole intro or a whole middle section or something on the jam room floor.
So I feel like doom metal or this kind of fuzzy metal is real good at conveying emotions. So with that being said, when you're writing the lyrics, since you're the primary writer, how much of yourself are you putting into the lyrics? And is there ever a point where you go, holy shit, I shouldn't have done that?
Well, I'd say a big part of it I'm putting in. So I work in psychiatry, so and I'm quite a ways into my career now. So it wasn't until about a decade into my career that I realized I kind of went into psychiatry, I think, to figure myself out. And I work with people that are constantly analyzing, and like, you know, we're always like looking at things from different perspectives and trying to figure things out. So I think as much as the songs are about things that might seem kind of fantastical or like, you know, symbolic, like we might be singing about a spaceship or aliens or demons or a potion or something, right? On the surface, really that represents something else, right? So it's like I like metaphors and I like symbols, and I'm a big classic rock fan, so I love like all the Zeppelin and Sabbath and, you know, Rush and all those things. They sang about all these fantastical things, right, with the
Right.
kind of 70s like uh sci-fi look to them, right? And I really dig that aesthetic. So I think I hide a lot of my whatever I'm working on personally in those symbols.
Okay. And it's funny you mentioned those bands, because that's sort of like the late 60s, early 70s, where music was sort of a mirror of what was going on in society. Are you trying to do something like that as well? Because I think inherently in the metal world, it's always been about challenging the status quo or the norms.
So yeah, I wouldn't say that I like am writing a lot about issues as much as I am about personal experiences. So for me, it's like about growth and awareness and kind of whatever kind of thing that I've figured out about myself recently.
Right.
That's like, so it's definitely more ego based and more personal than it is about issues, which I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of issues I could be writing about, so maybe I'll take that avenue at some point. You've motivated me, inspired me.
So when you guys were writing for the record, did you have like a lot of songs that you had to choose from, or did you just write the specific songs that were for the record?
It's hard to say because like we've been writing forever. So Bob or Roberto Horizon, he and I have been playing in bands for years. So we formed Aawks, kind of an early incarnation of Aawks back in like 2016, and we just been writing ever since. And we didn't really get into this current kind of style until about 2018, 2019. And then it really happened when our old drummer left, because we were kind of a more fast, bombastic, like almost like hardcore meets like psyche surf rock.
Okay.
And then our old drummer left, and he was very fast and intense and kind of played a lot. And then our current drummer is very laid back and very much in the pocket and just very solid. And she just the way she plays really kind of lends to doing the stuff that we play now. So so I can't remember what the question was again, but
I don't remember either. I'm just listening and hearing you explain it is great. Are you planning on taking this out on the road?
absolutely, yeah. So we have I guess officially, well, we can talk about it now. I don't know when it's coming out, but we do have a tour planned with the band called Sons of Arrakis from Montreal.
Okay.
So they're going to be coming here for some dates in January, and then we're going to take kind of a month, do some local shows by ourselves, and then we're going to go to Quebec for some dates. So if you check all of our social media, we have like pretty much all the social media going. You can see the dates for the. It's going to be called the Interprovincial Wormhole Tour with Sons of Arrakis and Aawks.
Nice. I understand that touring in Canada is kind of rough, right? Because there's great vasts of land in between cities, not like the US, right?
Yeah, so where we are in southwestern Ontario, it's more like a state, but the province is enormous. Like the province of Ontario is like 4 or 5 states, like smashed together, depending on,
Right.
like 4 or 5 Midwest states. Like it's big. And so if you're going from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario to say Windsor, Ontario, that's like 7 or 8 hours.
Wow.
Right. But if you're going from here to Toronto's 45, and then from Toronto to Hamilton's another 45. Like, so there's a lot of, dense cities.
So routing is important.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
So it's funny you mentioned psychiatry, because the next thing I'm going to do is play a little game if you're up for it.
100%. Yeah.
My sister is a psychiatrist in New York City, and so she gave me these little slides that I've been using for a couple weeks now.
Cool.
I'm going to share a slide with you. All I want you to do is tell me what's going on in the picture and what the next frame would be. You may have already seen these then, because you're in the business, but if you have, I've got another one, but this is the one we've been using today.
All right.
And they make great shorts. People love them, while we're waiting for the full episodes to come out. So if you're game,
let's do it.
I'm going to share this with you, and you should have it now. Do you have that?
Yes. Ooh. Okay. What's going on here? It looks like a surgery of some kind. This looks like these like old turn of the century like picture or depictions of surgery or some kind of odd practice. I know that like this is not a lobotomy because it's not on the head, but it looks like they might be letting spirits out of this guy or something, or maybe they're doing like some kind of liver surgery on him. And I don't know what the representation of the guy in the front is, but it looks almost like a Hitler Youth to me.
And like he's forcing them, right, with a gun, maybe?
Maybe something's going on there. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think the next frame would be?
Well, if there's, oh, I see the gun there. I didn't see the gun until now. I think the next frame, and then I noticed there's a light coming in from, it looks like a basement or something. Okay, I'm going to say the next frame will be someone rescuing this poor guy that's on the table. They're going to come smashing in through the door, and they're going to say, hey, stop cutting into this guy. Because, oh, you know what? The Hitler Youth thing. I'm going to say this is Nazis doing some stuff. So it's going to be the old US coming in to save the day. Maybe the Brits, maybe the Canadians even. We help too.
Could be. Well, cool. Thank you. Hope that wasn't too bad. It makes really good short videos and people love them. So
Yeah, that's fun.
So what else? Where can fans find you if they want to find you? If you can drop your socials, and then what's next between now and the end of the year?
Okay, so Instagram, we're Aawksband, or at Aawksband, I guess. On Twitter, I think we're under Aawks, just Aawks.
Okay.
Facebook, same thing. If you type in AAWKS, you're pretty much bound to come across all of our socials. We also have www.aawks.ca, which is like Canadian, the Canadian website,
right.
thing. Yeah. So, and then also we're on Black Throne Productions. We work closely with them. They're like family to us. So if you do want to pre-order our vinyl, go to Black Throne Productions. Again, they can be found, just do like a Google search and you'll find all of their socials.
Okay.
And what are we working on? So yes.
Yeah. Between now and the end of the year.
Yeah. So, we're going to be recording one song for kind of a special project that I can't reveal too much about.
Okay.
But keep your ears peeled for that. So end of December, we're going to be recording the song. I'm really excited about it. We have an in-studio performance, coming up December 3rd at Ryfield Studios in Mississauga. We got some shows coming up. End of this month, we got a show with a couple really cool bands. A band from Hamilton called Sun Below, and another band from Toronto called Tumble, which they're mind-blowing players. All of them, they're all great.
Right.
December 15th, we're playing a show with two really great bands. One called I think they're pronounced Greber or Grieber. I've heard anyone pronounce it. Greber. And then a really excellent Barrie band, local band called Indian Handcrafts, who are just like mind-blowing, like phenomenal band. And
you guys
Indian
are fairly busy then.
Oh yeah, we're busy, man. Like, yeah, constantly doing stuff. Just going to mention Indian Handcrafts have a beer coming out, so it's really cool. This is a kind of a celebration of that beer coming out that day.
Oh, sweet.
And then
busy.
Yeah, and then January, like, things take off even more. So
cool. I hope that wasn't too bad. Did I miss anything you want to cover?
I don't think so. Yeah, we got the vinyl in there, right? Did I say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's December 2nd.
That'll be December 2nd that it comes physically available.
Right.
Yes,
Pre-order now. Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. You too.
All right. Be well.
You too. Take it easy. Eh?
Good luck.
Thanks, man. You too. Bye.
Hello out there.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.